So a few of the news items that came in, we read them out to you, then we continue with the program. Apapa Customs Command engages newly promoted officers in leadership training. The Apapa Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has engaged its newly promoted senior officers in the task of quality leadership dispensation for effective operations. The move, which is seen as a significant step towards enhancing the leadership skills of the unit heads, is in line with the aspirations of the Comptroller General of Customs, CGC, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi. Area Controller of the Command, Comptroller Emmanuel Oshoba, during the week, welcomed the Deputy and Assistant Controllers to the special training program aimed at preparing them for higher responsibilities. In his opening remarks, Comptroller Oshoba congratulated the officers for their promotions, emphasizing that it was a testament to their hard work and dedication to the service. He said that with their new roles, greater expectations from the leadership of the NCS as well as the Nigerian public must be met. Comptroller Oshoba stressed that they must demonstrate higher levels of discipline, excellence, and accountability to justify their higher callings of duty. The Nigerian Customs Service is undergoing transformation drive aimed at repositioning its operations for efficiency, transparency, and global competitiveness. Hence, customs operations have become increasingly knowledge-driven, powered by technology and innovation, designed to simplify procedures and enhance trade facilitation, he noted. The Customs Chief cited key modernization initiatives, including the Advanced Ruling System, Time Release Study, Authorized Economic Operator AOE program, and the One-Stop Shop mechanism as examples of the service's commitment to reform, which the newly promoted officers are expected to imbibe. In order to effectively carry out their new responsibilities, the CAC urged the officers to familiarize themselves with these modern tools and utilize them to enhance compliance, efficiency, and risk management. He cautioned that despite these efforts, there are still cases of non-compliance, either from ignorance or deliberate circumvention of procedures. Hence, the new crop of officers must be vigilant and use technology smartly for risk assessment and enforcement. Comptroller Oshoba advised the participants to maximize the training opportunity by engaging in open discussions, exchanging ideas, and networking to strengthen teamwork and leadership skills across various commands. The newly promoted officers, some of whom will be posted as unit heads, will be entrusted with sensitive duties, including the custodianship of release passwords and supervision of junior officers. To this end, Comptroller Oshoba emphasized that they must uphold the principle of justice, honesty, and transparency, which are core values of the service. He reiterated that capacity building remains a major priority under the leadership of the Comptroller General. The Customs Management is committed to developing human capital as a strategy component, adding that an informed workforce is the foundation of sustainable reform. Comptroller Oshoba commended the facilitators of the participants, expressing confidence that the service will equip the officers with the necessary skills to excel in their new roles. That's a very good one for the Nigerian Customs Service, the Apapa Command. Of course, a whole lot of them are these days very happy that their promotions are coming as when due, unlike in the past. We have Mr. Oga Chinedu here, Mr. Kevin Chinedu Okechukwu. He's our guest at the studio. Mr. Okechukwu, what do you think about the activities of Nigerian Customs Service, especially Apapa Command, that we're welcoming the newly promoted officers?
It's a good one. It's a one in the right direction because promotion encourages the officers to do better and to do more. It shows that they are being appreciated, that their hard work is being appreciated. So yeah. It's in the right direction.
Thank you so very much, sir. Now, another news item we have here: Controller Otunla, whose retirement ceremony applauds officers' outstanding performance. Okay. 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 The Customs Area Controller, one area commander of the Nigerian Customs Service, Controller Godwin Otunla, has celebrated the retirement of 49 officers of the command, describing them as exemplary patriots who serve the nation with distinction and integrity. The event held at the Idiroko Border Command Headquarters was graced by stakeholders, journalists, and junior officers who gathered to honor the departing personnel for their years of meritorious service to the Nigerian Customs Service and to the country. Speaking at the event, Comptroller Otunla said that the send-forth ceremony was organized to recognize and appreciate the invaluable contributions of the retiring officers. On behalf of the Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, we decided that our retiring officers, about 49 of them, the highest being a deputy controller, should not just live quietly. With the support of our stakeholders, we chose to give them a befitting send-forth celebration, he said. I'm sorry. The Nigerian Customs Service, he said, I want to sincerely appreciate the leadership and management team of the Nigerian Customs Service and our area controller, Otunla, whose guidance, mentorship, and commitment to excellence has inspired many of us through our careers. Sir, your encouragement and unwavering support has made this journey a rewarding one. I'm deeply grateful. To my colleagues and subordinates, I say thank you for the teamwork, cooperation, and friendship that made every challenge surmountable. Together we have shared the long days, long duties, tough duties, and proud moments that will remain with me forever, said one of the retiring officers. I'm particularly humbled and honored by the recognition and award bestowed upon me today. This means a lot to me, not just as a symbol of my service, but as a reminder that diligence, integrity, and dedication never go unnoticed. As I retire, I carry with me beautiful memories, valuable lessons, and a heart full of gratitude. I wish the service continued success and greater achievements under the visionary leadership of our Comptroller General of Customs and the entire management team, he continued. The ceremony ended with presentation of plaques, cultural displays, and tributes from colleagues and stakeholders, all applauding the retirees for their years of distinguished service to the nation. Mr. Okechukwu, this is another one. The Badagry, the Ogun 1 Command of the Nigerian Customs Service, the Diroko, under the leadership of Comptroller Otunla, he had to do a send-forth party for the retiring officers. I think it's a good one for them, for the morale of those who are still in service, and the means of appreciating them for their long service to the Nigerian Customs Service and the nation. Don't you think so, sir?
Yeah, yes. I think it's a good one also, because the ones in service, if they're announcing that their colleagues that are departing are treated well, they will now have hope that when they leave the custom, they have something to fall back on. Yeah. So it's a good one also.
Very commendable one. Another item of interest in the course of the week is this. CP Toyin Agbaminoja deepens the interagency collaboration with visits to Nigerian Customs Service Apapa, the PTML, and the Tinkan commands. The newly appointed Commissioner of Police, Ports Authority Police, that's Western Command, Commissioner of Police Toyin Agbaminoja, has commenced a familiarization tour of key formations and stakeholders in the nation's maritime industry, reaffirming her commitment to stronger interagency collaboration for safer and more efficient ports. In a statement released by the command spokesperson, ASP Isaac Hundeyin, CP Agbaminoja's tour covered the Apapa Area Command, the PTML Area Command, and the Tinkan Island Port Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service. The visits, held between October 29 and 30, 2025, were part of the strategic engagement efforts aimed at deepening synergy between the Nigerian Police and the Nigerian Customs Service. At each command, CP Agbaminoja was warmly received by Comptroller E.O. Oshoba Apapa, Comptroller J.A. Anani PTML, and Comptroller F.O. Onyeka, Tinkan Island Command, alongside their management teams. Discussion centered on enhancing security collaboration, intelligence sharing, and coordinated operations to combat smuggling, cargo theft, and other maritime-related crimes. The police commissioner commended Customs Service for their steadfast commitment to protecting Nigeria's economic interests, and assured them of continued police support in ensuring a safe and orderly port environment. She emphasized that effective interagency cooperation and information sharing remain vital to tackling emerging security threats within the Nigerian Maritime Corridor. In their separate remarks, the Customs Controllers applauded CB Agbaminoja's proactive and inclusive leadership approach, pledging their unwavering cooperation with the police to advance shared security and operational goals. The visit concluded with the interactive strategic sessions, where both agencies discussed new frameworks for improved coordination, joint patrols, and sustained stakeholder engagement across the western ports. Through these engagements, CP Agbaminoja signaled her resolve to foster a secure, business-friendly maritime environment that supports legitimate trade and strengthens Nigeria's position in global port operations. Mr. Okechukwu, this is another one. The newly lifted CP, that's the Commissioner of Police Agbaminoja for the Western Port, went on a visit or tour of some commands under her area. I think this one is a good one for interagency cooperation and collaboration. Don't you think so, sir?
Yeah, the custom and police, they have to work hand in hand to maintain security in the port corridors. Yeah, especially the maritime police. They have a lot to do for security reasons and to make sure that goods are protected. Yeah. And make sure that criminals don't infiltrate the ports.
It's a good one. Another item of interest over the week was this troubling one. Apapa gridlock returns as truckers flood port access roads. Alleged syndicate profits from chaos. This is another serious one. I thought we had dealt. This issue of traffic chaos has become a thing of the past. But let's read on.
But let me interject. But you remember the last time I came here, I told you that the so-called clearing of the port corridor is just a scam. I told you that why it looked as if to say the corridors are clear is because business was so low then. Whenever business and importation booms, you find out that they did not do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's read on that.
Remember.
Yeah. You said something like that. Let's read on. The notorious traffic gridlock that once crippled Apapa and its environs is gradually resurfacing, threatening to paralyze movement and port operations once again. Despite previous interventions, residents, commuters, and port workers are now facing renewed evening congestion as truckers and tankers swarm the port access routes daily. Investigation by the Network of Nigerian Maritime Journalists (NNMJ) revealed that while Apapa roads remain relatively free during the day, a long trail of trucks begins forming by evening from both the Costain and Mile 2 entry points. From the Joro Olokpa Bridge to Apapa and from Coconut Bus Stop to Tinkan Island Gates, trucks line up in droves, allegedly paying between 30,000 naira and 50,000 naira to secure a spot in the queue. Wow. Sources allege that some officials of key agencies, including the Nigerian Ports Authority, the Nigerian Shippers Council, the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, Federal Road Safety Corps, and the Nigerian Police, are complicit in the illegal toll collection, turning a blind eye as the situation worsens. The most affected areas include Wharf Road, Warehouse Road, Commercial Road, Belma Road, and Creek Road. By 5 p.m., vehicle owners often abandon their cars and resort to motorcycles to escape the gridlock, while their car out of the affected areas. By 5 p.m., vehicle owners often abandon their cars and resort to motorcycles to escape the gridlock, while their car out of the affected areas before they close to work daily. Moses Fadikpe, former national coordinator of the Port Standing Task Team, that's PSTT, attributed the resurgence to the return of vested interests who previously profited from the chaos. He noted that the Lagos state government knows what steps to take to prevent a full-blown crisis. Martin Enebeli, president of the Nigerian Institute of Shipping (NIS) and the Nigerian Licensed Ship Chandlers Association (NILCA), blamed government insincerity for the collapse. He urged authorities to prioritize rail transportation for cargo evacuation from Lagos ports and revive eastern and delta ports to ease pressure on Apapa. Bonded terminals should be relocated far from the ports and connected by rail. Government must stop concentrating port operations in the west while neglecting other regions, Enebeli stated. A senior official speaking anonymously confirmed that a syndicate involving both state and non-state actors is profiting from the tolls collected from truckers, exacerbating the traffic situation. Stakeholders are calling for urgent federal intervention to dismantle the alleged racketeering network and restore sanity to Apapa's transport corridors. Mr. Okechukwu, this is worrisome.
Very, very.
If this comes up again in the traffic, what we experienced about 4 or 5 years ago comes up again, it's going to be real chaos.
But I thought it will come back. Only that it will not be as worse as it was 4 or 5 years ago.
Because of the mended roads.
The reason being that the roads are good now, so it will not be as worse as it used to be before. And the economy is coming back. The dollar has come down, so all those things will increase the rate of importation, and the export is booming also. So there will be a lot of activities in the coming months, honestly. And you know, our Nigerian business is also seasonal. Most of our export is agricultural products.
Yeah.
They're harvesting them now, so there's boom in exports now. Export half season. Whether I like it or not, this is export season, and this is also import season. So it will be like that till January or February before it starts easing.
That's quite grim. I mean, it's, I remember there was some years back, I was trying to move from Apapa to between Apapa and Mile 2. I think we spent about 4 or 5 hours. We a distance of about 2-3 kilometers.
Yes, that one lasted for years. It lasted for almost 3 years because then the road was so bad, and the dollar was so cheap at 450 naira. A lot of import was going on because of the cheap dollar. The road was so bad, so it lasted for 3 years. But this time around, it will not last for 3 years. Maybe in the next 4 or 5 months, it will ease again. Once the rain start falling,
let's hope so.
It will ease again.
Okay.
So that's what I'm telling you. When the PPT or what they call them themselves say that they have cleared the road, when they are boasting they have cleared the road, they have done magic. I thought they did nothing. It was because the business was down and the road was good. Okay. When the business come up, the thing will still come up. DTP have done nothing. I'm telling you, it's just a scam as far as I'm concerned.
The network of Nigerian maritime journalists, they suggested that all the bonded terminals should be relocated away from the ports. And then, of course, this recurring issue of intermodal transportation, develop the barging system, develop the rail system. Why can't the government listen to it? They travel abroad and see these things the way they work. Why can't they replicate these things here in Nigeria?
They should do more on the rail system.
Yeah.
Yes, so that the rail can evacuate most of the containers. And they will not do the clearing in bonded terminals that are far away from the port. And they should also, just like somebody suggested, build more ports, especially the eastern ports.
So we have ports in the eastern and the delta ports.
They have to invest in them. They need money. They need to invest in those ports so that Lagos will not be having the problem we used to have now.
Okay.
TTP cannot help us. It's only these two things that will help.
Okay. Let's move on. Why Nigeria needs to reposition freight forwarding practice in line with international standard, CEREC. The Sea Empowerment and Research Center, CEREC, has stressed the need for Nigeria to reposition the freight forwarding profession to be in line with international standards. Head of research of the group, forwarder Eugene Nweke, explained that repositioning the profession will not only bring about national good, but also make the country stronger in International Federation of Freight Forwarders Associations, FIATA. For once, Nigeria must downplay politics and lackluster attitudes towards the development and advancement of the freight forwarding logistics profession. It's time to get seriously and reposition the profession for national good, Nweke said. He explained that a stronger Nigerian fighter engagement could yield greater influence on global policy, adding that Nigeria can push priorities for Africa, West Africa in global forums. Nweke identified other benefits such as access to capacity building and technical support, adoption of international standards, training, digital tools, attract partnership and funding, international development agencies, trade facilitators may see Nigeria as a credible partner, improve competitiveness of Nigerian forwarding logistics firms globally. Regional leadership. Nigeria could become a global hub, not just for itself but for the sub-region, using FIATA networks. Noting that Nigeria's principal regulatory coordinating body for freight forwarding is the Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarding in Nigeria, CRFN, established by the Act number 16 of 2007. Nweke said the regulatory body's mandate includes developing and enforcing standards of competence and professional conduct, training, registering freight forwarders, and linking with international bodies. He equally added that while FIATA Nigeria Nigeria country page shows a significant number of individual member companies in Nigeria, that's freight forwarders, logistic firms, under the Nigerian listing, but added that some years back, media commentary was that Nigeria's freight forwarding sector was knocking CRFN over what was seen as institutional deficiencies. Part of the issues was CRFN failure to register Nigeria properly with FIATA or meet participation standards. In 2022, there was reporting that Nigeria risks being evicted, delisted from FIATA, if formal complaint is lodged due to the delinquency or non-compliance of its national freight forwarding body. As far back as 2011, conflicts between NAGAF, National Association of Nigerian Government-Approved Freight Forwarders, and CRFN. NAGAF reportedly challenged CRFN membership standing in FIATA, calling for suspension or independent inquiry. These tensions suggest that Nigeria's participation in FIATA has not always been smooth or fully effective. Nweke in his statement added, Nigeria has a large economy and is a major trade hub in West Africa. The freight logistics flows, imports, exports, transit, regional trade give many practitioners experience and skill. There exists a regulatory body, that's CRFN, with a legal backing, giving structure and legitimacy as opposed to purely voluntary associations. The presence of many freight forwarding firms that are FIATA individual members shows active grassroots interest by FIATA Nigeria. He went on and on and on and on about the benefits of having our engagement with FIATA really strengthened, and he talked about compliance and membership maintenance. Risk of non-compliance with FIATA's membership policy requirements, e.g. duties, reporting, participation, may expose Nigeria to delisting or suspension, as hinted in the media. Lack of clarity within whether CRFN always keeps Nigeria's membership valid and active. The 2020 criticism suggests lapses and low representation in FIATA leadership. It says that Nigeria has seldom, if ever, occupied one of the top leadership roles. That's the vice president or on extended board chairs of FIATA regional bodies. So commands less direct influence in decision making. Without leadership presence, Nigeria's priorities may not get as much attention on the global FIATA agenda. So what Dr. Eugene Nweke here is basically saying is that we should strengthen our relationship. That's the CRFN, which is the body for the regulation of freight forwarding in Nigeria, should try as much as possible to play the role it's supposed to play to strengthen our relationship with the international body, the FIATA. And I think it will be a good one, because it's also saying there are so many benefits derivable there. When a Nigerian becomes maybe the head or the vice president of any international association. It's of great benefit to the nation.
No, it's a great benefit to the nation. It will even give foreigners confidence to do business with Nigerians and Nigerians in general. So it's of great benefit because businesses have to do with confidence. If people have confidence in you, they can trust your money with you. They can go to do business with you and sleep soundly.
Good one. Then lastly, I just want to touch on this a little bit. I was at an event over the weekend. I think on Friday. A book launch and a celebration, 20th anniversary celebration of the Baggage magazine, and the paper was presented. It was talking about since we are talking about this is the Maritime and Border Show, the Badagry, its role historically and the present realities of Nigeria. Let me read a little bit of what a paper that was presented by Mr. Okeregu, the editor-in-chief for the Baggage magazine. It says, protocols. Badagry is a coastal town and a local government area in Lagos State, Nigeria. It is quite close to the city of Lagos and located in the north bank of Port Novo Creek, an inland waterway that connects Lagos to the Beninese political capital of Port Novo. The same route connects the Lagos, Ilaro, and Port Novo and shares the border with the Republic of Benin at Semekrake. Badagry was a British trading post which was established there in the 1820s, and Badagry developed as a palm oil port for Egbaland to the north and as an importer of European cloth. In the 1830s, it attracted freed slaves from Freetown, Sierra Leone, and in 1842, it became the site for the first European mission. With her large harbor landscape, the ancient kingdom has every attribute for greater economic potentials. With large agricultural and fishery options to trade routes, tourism, and a once upon a time slave colony, Badagry has every reason to be endowed with economic opportunities. The kingdom is mapped as tourism divisions in Lagos and left for historians, students, and the people of these areas as laboratories of yesterday's dreams and abodes for cemeteries of dead imperialists and colonialists who buffeted these places, raped the land, and carried away the founding human resources and left Badagry as a ghost land. The Badagry as a viable economic hub for the promotion and development of tourism, oil and gas, and maritime economies must prepare the minds of the indigenes to the emerging new investments in tourism, oil and gas, and maritime investment. How many people own properties and investment in Badagry, Lagos, Nigeria? Do we know that Badagry is the best investment zone in Africa with great returns on investment? These are untold accounts written by scholars in the history of Badagry. So he also went on to talk about the fact that the border should be fully opened. Let me read a bit of that. Some of the borders are officially opened. The foremost semi-border, which reopening was celebrated by critical stakeholders in the maritime industry of both countries of Nigeria and Republic of Benin, woke up one morning only to realize that it's not yet Uhuru. On what could be regarded as a partial reopening, Benin Republic struck a gold mine with the landlocked countries of Burkina Faso, Chad, and Niger. Republic diverting their transit goods, which hitherto were going through Nigeria through Benin Republic. Meanwhile, the transit movement Nigerians were enjoying, which was an erroneous violation, was brought to stop. This affected goods coming from Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Togo to pass through Benin to Nigeria. It's a clear indication that no single person holds the sole monopoly or franchise of being wicked. When President Patrice Talon of Niger Republic was shuttling between Cotonou and Abidjan, pleading for President Buhari to reopen the borders, President Buhari, refused. It is considered a payback time. The administration of the President Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, has done very much to revive the trade in this line without compromising. Now, he talked about access roads. One major index of social change and development today, especially in Africa, is infrastructure. Infrastructural development, as particularly epitomized by the construction of roads and bridges. No nation can boast of having achieved development if a large percentage of her roads are impassable. It is therefore in an effort to ensure even an accelerated development and in all parts of Lagos that the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration places high premium on infrastructural development. That the deplorable state of the road had been a cause for concern to the millions of road users and residents in this corridor is to state the obvious. It will be recalled that the road Eric Moore Badagry was conceptualized by the Lagos State government in 1974 and constructed by the federal government in 1977 to interconnect all countries of the West African sub-region as agreed upon by the Economic Community of West African States. So he went on and on and on and on to talk about a few other things, why Badagry is a viable area for business and why the neglect that has been suffering for years in spite of her historical antecedents we should revive the economy of the area and bring in investors, because this a man who has lived in that area for, like he said, over 20 years, is more or less like an indigenous of Badagry, who is writing about what should be done to revive the economy of Badagry and then take it to the level that it's supposed to be as one of the foremost towns in the history of this country when it comes to trade, when it comes to tourism, when it comes to innovation and opening up to the world. It's the first place where the first mission in Nigeria was built, and the first upstairs we have the story building in Nigeria.
I think Badagry lost it when they built a port in Apapa, and they never did in Badagry.
Okay.
If the colonial masters or subsequent governments have built a port in Badagry will be booming by now, because it even have a better advantage. It's very close to West African neighbors.
Yeah.
So the way Cotonou port is booming and the Port Novo port is booming, Badagry will be booming that way also, if there has been a port there.
Yeah, I hope the newly planned deep sea port. I think it's a consortium of companies with the Lagos State government. They are talking about building a deep sea port in Badagry.
They should make haste and build it. It will help the town.
And also the federal government is talking about. There's a plan to build this super highway, just like the Lagos Calabar super highway, but that will be Lagos Sokoto super highway. I mean, it's been mapped out. I hope all this will take place so that Badagry will take its proper place as a historical and economic town. All right, this is the Maritime and Border Show with Dele Utomi today, and I have with me here Mr. Kelvin Ukechukwu. You're welcome, sir, to the program.
Thank you.
Yeah, we today we shall be talking about the National Single Window, which of course is proposed to start to come into effect in the course of at the end of the year, in January of 2026. Sorry. And
is it January or February?
Thereabout.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say 2026. So it's the proposed National Single Window project, the place of trucking business. So, what do you think the effect of the single window will have on your business, the trucking business, as a leader in that sector, sir?
I would start by saying that it will be a good thing for the economy and for Nigeria if, I will use the word if, it will work well, because I've been in Nigeria for years. I know Nigerians are good in bringing out a very nice idea on paper, but when you put it on the ground, most of them don't work. We have seen ideas that are better than this that did not work. So a single window is a very good idea. It works, and it will help transportation and it will help Nigerian economy.
Why do you think so?
Good. because it will make it easy for people to clear their goods. It will make it even cheaper for people to clear their goods in the long run, because graft will not be there anymore. Everything will be open and transparent. People will see how much they need to clear their goods. And it will even bring other West African countries to use Nigerian ports to clear their goods. Why many West African countries don't use Nigeria is because of the delay in clearing their goods. A good that should clear under 3 days, 4 days will take 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months. So it discourages business. And landlocked countries like Niger, Chad, Burkina Faso, Mali, we have a lot of them that are using other countries' ports instead of Nigerian ports. And Nigeria will have a advantage of scale. We're a big market. So all these countries supposed to patronize Nigerian ports if things are going well. So this single window, if it works out the way they plan it, it will help Nigerian economy greatly, and will help us win the transportation business, because that means we have many more work to do. Instead of talking about haulage within Nigeria alone, I can take goods to Mali, I can take goods to Niger, I can take goods to any other country in West Africa, Chad, and name them. And they need Nigeria, and we also need them, because business is all about interaction. Rub my back, I rub your back. Business go on, and it will help every person.
Sir, I would like to go back a little bit to what we read about here about the issue of the gridlock coming back on the port corridors. The national single window is coming up in a few months' time. Now we're having this. Is it not? Should I say that there's a kind of attempt to sabotage whatever is coming up with this traffic coming up now? And we know that with the customs introducing their own online application program, the Bodogu, we had issues of glitches. Some of them were man-made, because like some people said, maybe they didn't want it to work. Do we should we be worried?
Yes, I'm worried. That's why I use the word "if" it works, because I know that government officials will not allow it to work. Clearing agents will not allow it to work. Even the importers don't want it to work, because they all benefit from all this
chaos
that is happening here. When chaos happens, people benefit. Bad people benefit from chaos. That's the truth. If they do single window and it works, what it means is that importers cannot cut corner again. Agents cannot cut corners again. Customs and other revenue generating agents in the ports cannot cut corners again. And it will be beneficial to government. But those people that are used to getting money in their pocket irregularly will not be getting it again. So that's why I use the word if. I'm very, very apprehensive that they will not allow it to work.
Sir, have you had a meeting? Because I know that the National Single Window Project Committee, they are going about meeting agencies, meeting business concerns, meeting some kind of all associations that do business within the maritime corridor, within the maritime sector. Have you had meetings with them? Have they invited you for a meeting so that you can also speak your own mind about what they need to impute, what they need to consider while setting up this national single window and then making it work?
Well, the truth is that most of these meetings they always silent truckers, believing that the clearing and forwarding agents speak for us. Well, they don't know that in Nigeria.
But do they speak for you guys?
They don't. It's a different. They are different from us. Most clearing agents don't have trucks. In fact, almost all of them don't have trucks.
Well, sir, let me also say something here. You know that part of what they are supposed to have is a truck or trucking business for them to be freight forwarders or clearing agents.
Yes, but
that's what the rule says.
That's what the rules say. But at the end of the day, in Nigeria now, people don't want to do the hard work. In trucking is a very hard work. It's a very difficult business. Okay. A business where you cannot cheat any person, and people cheat you. So people don't want to do that kind of business. Many carrier agents have set up a trucking business and they failed. And they find out that it's a very difficult business. So they want to be where it is softer to do. And again, as a clearing agent, you don't use capital. You don't need capital to start. But as a trucker, you need a lot of money. So you have to invest a lot of money for you to be a trucker. So people want it softer ways.
No, but if because you guys call yourselves the movers of the economy, isn't that what you call yourselves?
Yeah,
If the movers of the economy are not engaged while things like this are being planned, it portends some kind of I don't know, an outcome that may not be too good.
Actually, Nigeria, middlemen thrives in Nigeria in everything, both in agriculture, in housing, in everything in Nigeria, middlemen thrives. So these people we call clearing agents are just middlemen.
Yeah.
They're in between the government official, the agents, and the importer. We, the truckers, are the actual people that do the work. But middlemen thrives. That's why middlemen are richer than farmers. Am I making sense?
You are, of course.
House agents are richer than even the landlords. They're the one making the money. Landlords are crying, the tenants are crying. So middlemen are thriving in Nigeria. That's the way Nigerian society works. So
no, but we cannot accept that as a standard of living, because that's not how it is done in other climes.
We still have a long way to go now. That's not how it's done in other climes, but in Nigeria, that's how it works. And a single person cannot change it. It will need time for. That's why we need to start doing the property. When we start doing the property, all these things will take shape.
Now let's talk. Talk about your business now locally. I learned the issues that the last time you came to the studio here, you were talking about certain issues that you were having while doing the business. The issue of the non-state actors affecting your business. Has that issue been, taken care of?
Tackled. Yeah, that's still there. The Lagos State have tried their best, but that's still there. The economic situation in the country make people their hard devils. They just want to feed, so you can't chase them out of the road. If you chase them in the daytime, in the night, they will be there. And as gridlock is increasing in Apapa, their numbers keep on multiplying. If the gridlock reduce, the number will reduce. They are still there, non-state actors.
So, in essence, what you're saying is that if the right thing is done, the right atmosphere is presented, and it takes care of some of these problems. The roads are fixed. The ways and manners of allowing the trucks to access the port, it's efficient. Mm-hmm. Then these problems will be automatically they clear, but naturally die off.
Yeah, they will naturally die off if the infrastructures are in place, especially if you build more ports. The rail come in, the barges come in, things that would congest the port, they will automatically fizzle out. And if business are done in the daytime, like for instance in the major roads now, you will not see non-state actors in the major roads, especially in the afternoon. They only come in the night, or all those backyard roads, all those street roads where they can hide and they exploit people. So with adequate infrastructure, it will take care of most of these things.
Now, as we are advocating for things to be done properly, or have multimodal means of transportation, how would they affect your business? If you have train moving most of the trucks away from how would you? Don't you think it will?
It does not affect the truck business. It even help the trucking business, because train cannot take it to your doorstep. When the train drop it wherever it drop it, you still need truck to take it to your doorstep or to the warehouse or to the factory. It does not affect it. It helps us save. It helps us run away from exploiters, people that take our money in the port, those police people, MPA and sort of them. When you have your business, for instance, now you take the goods to something like Sangota, I come to Sangota and pick it to your warehouse. All these people that exploit me on the road, I've beat them. They will not take my money. The little money you pay me will go straight into my pockets. Not now that they will pay me plenty money and at the end of the day I will go with little. So, help me if the trend come into play, badges come into play. I'll just go to Ikeja where there's a terminal there and pick my goods and go and deliver at Sangota without facing any state actors and non-state actors. Even if you pay me only 100,000, I know that 100,000 is for me. I'm not sharing it with any person. Not now that you pay me 400,000. At the end of the day, I will spend 300,000 naira on non-state actors and state actors. You say I'm doing business. People now look at 400,000 naira. This guy is making money, whereas without knowing that little or nothing
Goes into the pocket.
goes into your pocket.
No, sir. Which particular agency regulates your business?
For now, I don't think it's just actually, it's supposed to be freight forwarders. That's what we're supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. You guys are supposed to be regulated by the that's a Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarders in Nigeria. That's CRFFN.
Exactly.
Yes, I asked this question because I needed you to say it. I was at a forum with the registrar of CRFFN, and he talked about bringing in at least 4,000 truckers, I mean, your members, into the fold to be able to know how to, work with you and make the business better for you guys. Have you had any kind of interaction with the CRFFN?
No, because CFFA will always call freight forwarders, and freight forwarders will now speak for us, whereas they are not even our members, whereas they don't have trucks.
But sir, yes.
And at the end of the day, if there's any due for freight forwarders to pay, they'll push it to truckers. For instance, when you talk about
is that so?
That's exactly what they do. For instance, when they talk about export, when they are doing export now, there's what they call export call-up now. Those export call-ups supposed to be paid by freight forwarder. That's forwarding it to this thing. But at the end of the day, the freight forwarder will say is the transporter that will pay. And the transporter, because you need a job now, you want to eat, you take the whole
responsibility.
Take the whole responsibility because you want to work. Because our industry is very competitive. Because that's the only industry that doesn't require any registration to start. As you are now, if you have money, you can just go outside there to beg and buy a truck and start a business. So we have a lot of people in the trucking industry. So because of because of stiff competition, people take whatever that comes there to their table.
Yeah. You are the chairman of the Truckers Association. Don't you think you should, as a leader of one of the associations, the trucking associations, take it up and go to the CRFFN office on the island and then meet with them and talk to them directly? Because you are talking about exploitation, both on the official people's side and then on the streets. Because people are open to so much of the elements, unquote. Why can't you do a direct negotiation or direct approach to the CRFFN, who are supposed to
be our regulator?
Yes, be a kind of regulator of the business.
You're making a point. You're pointing what you say. But the problem we have is that we truckers are not even aware of what you're saying now. That's the truth. We don't even know that we're supposed to be regulated by CRFFN. We don't even know that we are part of freight forwarders. We don't know that. We just feel that we are just truckers. We are on our own. But when it comes to maritime truck, actually we're supposed to be freight forwarders.
Yeah, I'm giving you the information now. He spoke about bringing in at least 4,000 in this single window thing that we are talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that their plan is to bring in at least 4,000 truckers so that everything will be streamlined. And you know that if you guys are not engaging them or they are not engaging you, there's an old this they say that there was a meeting for animals, and when it came to that of the chicken, the chicken said anything you put decide I'll take. When they got there, they say okay, chicken will be used for sacrifice at every occasion. And that was that became the norm.
But that's exactly what is happening to truckers. Because we are not represented in any way. We don't go for all these meetings. We just feel that we are on our own. But in the essence of it, you cannot be on your own.
But in the modern way of doing business, yes, you should also talk to people. You guys should make the move.
Oh, we do that.
Now, let's talk about a bit about your engagement with the Lagos State government. Your engagement with the Lagos State government. Okay, what has over this period that you've been here since the last time you were here? how I hope there's been an improvement in your relationship with the authorities within Lagos here.
Yeah. Lagos State government, in all honesty, they have been trying to help truckers, especially maritime truckers. They did all they could to make sure that all these non-state actors are removed from the road. And I can tell you that in the major roads of Lagos, all non-state actors are no longer there. Apart from the area boys that will always come when your trucks break down. Yeah. Apart from the night, if you have, you can still encounter them one or two places in the night. But in the daytime, Lagos State actors have tried their possible best to remove them. And they have tried as much as they can to clear the road within the limit of their power.
Okay.
And they have also tried to make sure that even if there is congestion, let it be mostly at the night or in the weekend. They are trying that direction, and we always commend them for that. But there's still a lot they can do.
Okay, right, that's good. Well, we are getting to that point in the program where listeners and are required to call in to ask questions. Mr. Okechukwu is here to answer a whole lot of your questions as regards the operations of the truckers, the maritime truck operators, who are, according to them, the movers of the economy. Now, the numbers to call are 070 090 390 3903. Let me repeat that. 070 090 390 3903. There's also the WhatsApp call number, which is 0817 081 717 56338. 081 717 56338. There's also the number 0803 692 9933. 0803 692 9933. This is the Maritime and Border Show with Dele Utomi. Mr. Okechukwu.
Dele?
The one of the things we read here today, they talked about the article that was written by the writer, Mr. Okerebu, about the non-opening of the borders. How has it been, as in affecting your people's business? I know you operate mostly from the port and not the borders, but as a transporter, what's the effect of that on your business?
It has a very dear consequence in our business. It's not a good one at all, because I remember that we have friends and colleagues that are operating through the border. Most of them have to sell their trucks. Others converted their trucks to maritime trucks.
Okay.
Thereby making the maritime area overcrowded. Yeah, because we have hundreds and thousands of trucks that operate from this west coast, from Nigeria
Lagos to
Abidjan corridor, even to Senegal. Yeah,
okay.
We have many of them. So overnight they become jobless. All their trucks and inventories become moribund. They can't do anything with it. Some of them that are fast have to change some of their trucks to what can now carry container.
They reconfigure their vehicles.
They configure their vehicles and start carrying container. Before you know it, now have overcrowding in Papa
Obviously,
corridor.
that will be the effect.
Yes, that's the effect. And a lot of business go down the drain from that side, because it's just we are limiting business for people. I don't think closure of that border is a very good idea. Just like you are doing a lot of protectionism. When you are protecting, overprotection is not always good in business. So it spoils business for many of our people. The partial opening now is opening things. If you go to my two trade fair and other places, you see trucks carrying goods to West African coasts. And it's even good for traders also, because they sell more.
Yeah?
Yeah. Most people, not say most people, some people in West Africa, they prefer to come to Nigeria and buy goods instead of going to China or going to Europe to buy it. They buy it from Nigeria. So it's more business for Nigerian businessmen. And when Nigerian businessmen have more business, the importers will do more importation. And we, the truckers, will have more work to do.
Of course, it trickles down to the man in the streets.
It trickles down to the ministry. That's the word. So opening border to me is a good approach. Nigeria is a big economy. The smaller economies will always come to us, not we going to them.
Yeah,
we do the right thing.
But you also talked about the issue of protection of the national economy. Please, let me take this call. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Good
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Bashir Ali, a practitioner in the industry.
Good afternoon, Dr. Bashir.
Dr. Nasa, permit me to appreciate your efforts for telling Nigerians and the world the happening in the industry, maritime, weather offshore, across the country. I appreciate your work.
Dr. Bashir, sir. It's not too clear. Your line is not too clear. Maybe you're close to your radio. Could you move it from the radio?
I will appreciate your guest for his explanation, and I'd like to ask him some questions, just one, two, or three.
Okay.
In the course of his explanation concerning the Badagry port,
yeah,
he was of the opinion if we can have diversified ports in Nigeria.
Yes.
What can you say about the issue of access ports, considering that even the Apapa ports we are having, part of the challenges is the access control. Now we are talking about suppressing a condition. That's why the fact that we have entering Apapa through Ijura, and the other you can use Apapa via like Tinka. That's number one question. Number two, I want you to tell Nigerians, are they under one umbrella? I'm not truck owners. If they are, why is it that we always see the cases of different bodies coming up under truckers? Why is it that? Number three, is he aware of the part of the challenges we are having in the maritime industry in Nigeria, being attributed to truckers? Because it is only in Nigerian ports, a truck driver then will be given a container to go and deliver, and while he is giving back the empty to return, he either said it or the container disappeared. What can you say about that? That has been an issue.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello?
Dr. Bashir, as much as possible. Hello, I can hear you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Mr. Okechukwu will answer the question, sir. Let me try. Yeah. Let me try as much as possible to explain what the question is asking. You talked about the issue of the Badagry port development. You said we are advocating for port development. What about the issue of the access routes? The same problem that Papa is having. Won't Badagry have? And of course, that's obvious. That's obviously the truth. If you have a port in Badagry and you do not have this multimodal means of evacuation of goods and cargoes from there, it's going to be another chaos for the people of that area. That's one. The second question he asked, I missed because the audio wasn't
good. Yeah,
very low audio quality. But the third one he talked about, I think I can make out what he was getting at there. He was asking about sometimes that part of the problem we are having at the ports. Most of them, or a lot of them, are caused by truckers. Why? Because he said that sometimes you give them cargoes to go and deliver, and midway to the place it is tampered with or it disappears. So what do you have to say about this, sir?
Okay, let me first of all talk about Badagry. If you have a new port in Badagry, the issue of congestion will not just arise immediately. That's the truth. For instance, we have a port in a Lekki axis now. There's no congestion there.
No congestion.
Because it's a new port and their patronage is still low. And because it's a new port, it's a modern port. Everything is there, is seamless. Yeah. In fact, I'm telling you that in the next 5 years, there won't be congestion in in Lekki because it's a modern port. I still believe that if they build a modern port in Badagry, there won't be congestion, even though the roads are not too good. But Lagos State is improving on the road drastically. If you go to Badagry recently, you will know that the Lagos State is trying that.
I was there a few days ago.
The road is quite okay. So the fear of congestion will not be there. It will even help Apapa because some of the business in Apapa will go to that place. Badagry is closer to Trade Fair. It's closer to Alaba. And these are places a lot of containers go to. So it will help. It will help. There shouldn't be any fear of congestion in that axis for now. And it will be very close to Cotonou and the West African coast. Some people that want to shift to West African coast can use the Badagry port and go. Okay. That's the truth. Just like Lekki now, people coming from up country, from north, from east, prefer doing business in Lekki than Apapa because it's closer for them to go. So people that want to use West African coast, use Nigeria West African coast, they will go through there. So the issue of congestion, we should not be thinking about that one. It will not come in the nearest future. Okay. Then his third question, let me jump the second one because I didn't hear him. The third question, the issue of loss of goods on the way
or tampering
of goods on the way is not done by truckers. So we have thieves on the road. I'm a trucker. I know that we have people that specialize in tampering goods on the road. They go on bike. If a vehicle is going in the night, they will either break the container and they be dropping things without the knowledge of the driver. You know, trailer is a very long, 40-feet container is long. The driver is in the front. He will not know that somebody is tampering with his good at the back. Unless people saw him and they notify the driver.
But usually it is securely locked. How come?
They break the lock. They have things that are used to break the lock that's very easy now.
You mean it?
Yes, now. They will be on the...
or the mobile truck?
Yes, they do it. Ask police. Now, police are aware of it. They move it. They do that. And again, in some cases, so in the past, even up to now...
Let me pick this call, sir.
We have people that hijack trucks on the road.
Hello?
Yes. My question is not apart from casualty damage on the road, they feel return empty containers. Truck drivers used to abandon it, either via translation, which is allowed if it is formally done, and how they felt that the allegation they are part of the problem in the industry, missing containers. My second question, I was asking to, do you really have one umbrella in truck owners? Because we have been proliferation of different bodies.
Dr. Bashir. Yeah, your audio quality is very bad. I don't know whether it's maybe you're too close to somewhere or there's an echo there, because I can't make out what you're saying.
Okay. What I was saying is the association. We have three associations.
Okay, associations.
Yes, truck owners.
Okay.
They are not one. It is not one. Why is it like that?
Okay. Okay, the proliferation of associations, trucking associations.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you heard that. Okay.
On the issue of missing payments. Normally being associated, it is being attributed to truck owners. What is the problem? Truck drivers. They will come, they will carry it, and they will not return it. While the importer also will say that importer will say, I have given it to so truck, and they will be looking for it. And already his agency is being placed on the end by shipping company. That has been a very serious problem. And then the other issue, are they sensitizing, educating their drivers to comply with the automation system at the terminal?
Okay.
Because we have cases of truck drivers damaging facilities at the terminals.
Okay.
Underage driving under the alcoholic
influence.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It will be better if they can come under one body.
Okay.
And then secondly, if I carry my cargo, for instance, to import furniture, and then after uploading, I now give it to a trucker to return it back to Apapa. Before I know, we will not return it. The empty.
That's the empty car.
And when next time I'm importing, my company will be placed on the end. Okay. If I ask them, say, you have not returned the social box. And that has been an issue. Very, very serious issue in the industry.
Okay, sir.
Your guest is aware. I am aware. We are all aware. How do we address that?
Okay, he will address them now, sir. So you heard the question,
Thank
sir.
you, Mr. Bashir. Your question and fears are noted. Actually, most of the things you said are the fact, they are the truth. The problem is that
You're starting with the issue of proliferation of associations. Why can't people come together as one and then?
that's a big problem. We've tried, but I don't know. Human beings are especially if you don't have the big stick to word, they are very difficult to control. We've tried many times to come under one umbrella, but one thing or the other will make it not to work.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Oluwafemi calling from my papa.
Mr. Oluwafemi, good afternoon to you. This is Dilu Tommy.
Yes.
Brother Show.
My point is deviating, but I know that you are talking about sport. Am I correct?
Yes. The Maritime Show, we're talking about all things sports and the operations. But today, we're tracking.
Okay, well, I don't know, but I think it is the right time for the government to look into another area. Lagos is already congested with port. There's a mini port in the mile 2. There's a Tinkan port at the Tinkan. There's a Tinkan port at Lekki or whatever. What happened to the Bokoda? They should be just going to maybe north and other areas and go from that area instead of concentrating their port their resources only in Lagos. But not only Lagos that we have in this country. I am not saying that they should not develop Lagos, but me and you know that Lagos is already developed up to what they need now in Lagos is maintenance and maintenance and maintenance. Not all creation. At the end of the day, they will find it difficult to develop it. Develop another state. So, looking for white collar job in Lagos, they can go to another place to go and look for white collar job. Good afternoon, my brother.
Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you. I think we've talked about that.
We talked about
it's all about that on infrastructure.
Yeah.
Government should make out money and build infrastructures. Need other parts in other part of the country.
Please, I talk about the questions that Dr. Bashir, the issue of disappearing of empty containers when given to your member.
That was the problem. He just said something. We transporters need to come down under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Apart from coming down under one umbrella, we need to have regulations. Not every person, when you have an all-common affair, you have all kind of people.
Yes.
And because of Nigerian factor, for instance now.
Let's take this call, sir. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling in from?
Yeah, my name is Mike. I'm calling from the Eastern area of Lagos.
Okay, you're welcome, Mr. Mike. Questions, please.
Thank you very much. Yeah, of course. I'm a person of the system. Okay. So, like the last caller rightly said, we have to start ourselves the truth. We are talking of congestion, trucking, and whatnot. Common sense will tell us that Lagos is over congested. What kind of development are you looking for in Lagos? Is it building? Is it structure? Is it company? Is it market? Is it seaport? We shouldn't be discussing all these things that are concerning them. We should be telling government to expand all these development of ports and other areas.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. This is we cannot be discussing Lagos. What are we discussing Lagos for? This is a common thing, but due to tribalism, hatred that these leaders have in mind, that is stopping them from doing the right thing. And the whole world are looking at us and laughing at us, mocking at us. Imagine a country where professors behave like a baby. A country where people. No, I'm telling you, excuse me, sir. One problem I don't want to speak the truth is stop us. It doesn't help. We must start to accept the truth. Okay? We are not getting anything right in this country. Name it. Is it in education, hospital, everywhere? Everything is upside down. It is not helpful. You cannot carry Nigerian passport to Cotonou. There was that kind of a working in Cotonou. I move around the minister in the Republic of Benin here. But here, somebody, a common local guy, a common councillor, we will be flexible. Are we fools? We are not this now. This is the country where I see the leaders, we should be at peace. We should be talking about it. We can't be talking like what is like Lagos is already developed.
All right.
I beg. May God help us to understand, I beg.
Of course, these are the issues that we try to bring out on this program. Every time we talk about the development of the Eastern, you heard me read read out some.
Yeah, I heard it. But how many on list? You should have a little sense now. Nigerians are no fools. Can't you understand? Simple things. People are arithmetic. Eh?
It's
We are not helping matters.
it's the priority of the government to develop.
But you should be telling them the truth now. How can a country like this go in that place, go to America, go to
We also think about private public partnership. Like,
Yeah, like we have in Lekki.
Lekki
Yeah,
Port
that's-
is not only done by government alone.
Lagos State government and federal
so-
government only have a small shares in the Lekki
so
port.
if you
Consortium
now
of-
rely on government for 100% of everything, it might not work because Nigeria is not that rich country.
No, let me
So-
also bring out something here, sir. We know that the first government to conceptualize a port, the deep sea port, is the Akwa Ibom State
State
government.
government, yeah.
Over 10 years ago, they did not do the necessary things to make it come to reality. And now Lagos State government borrowed that idea and they've developed the Lagos
And developed it, yeah,
Lekki
Lekki
deep sea.
port.
So
So-
other state governments and should also draw
Work in that
work
direction.
in that direction.
And it's not only until foreign company come in. Our private businessmen can take in that direction.
Exactly.
They can liaise with state governors and they do a port.
No.
If foreigners can come Nigeria and do a port with Lagos state government, I don't see why.
And running it
and running it inefficiently. Some of our freight forwarders or big time businessmen can partner with the government and build a port. If Dangote can build a refinery, there's nothing a private individual that want to build that he cannot build.
Dangote is even partnering with them to build that Badagry port. That's the next priority.
So the Eastern port we are talking about, we Easterners should also think in that direction. Partner with Rivers State, Delta State government, Abayasa State government, Akwa Ibom State government, and build a port also. We should not be relying on federal government to do everything. And when it doesn't do it, we will not talk about tribalism or political marginalization. We can still take the lion heart and do some things by ourselves.
Take the bull by the horn.
Take the bull by the horn. We cannot be waiting for government for everything.